Today, we are talking to Cherie Warwick and Tawana Rivers, two of the 5 co-founders of the Black 10K Project. This is an awesome project that they have kicked off, and this is actually a little idea, and I'm going to prep you ahead of time. Every one of y'all listening has had this idea before, including me. But these ladies, along with their other co-founders, believe me, they are the right ones to do it, and I'm excited, and you should be excited. This is an investment-related project, and guess what? You can be a part of it and get in on the ground floor. I don't want to spoil it, but it's all around really, really nice, and I'm really looking forward to it. I hope you guys enjoy the episode. Let's get into it. All right, so today we have Miss Cherie Warwick and Tawana Rivers with the 10K Project. Am I saying that correctly?
Yes, you are.
10K Project. Awesome. So, Miss Cherie, I met you first, and I wanted to just reach out to you guys. I really feel like this is an important piece that I want to bring out and for our people to be aware of and know what this is, what it's about, and how they can get involved. So I want to just jump into the backstory of where this started for you, or who started it, whose idea was it. I've had this idea, so it's really my idea, but you guys started. So give me the background. Like, how did this come up for you and got you going on it?
So first of all, Clement, we've spoken to about 5 or 6 people who have said that they have had this idea. So we are fortunate enough, though, that we are able to share this with the community, because this is not about us as, the founders of this organization. This is about us as a community doing something collectively. Yes. So the 10K Project is a community of Black investors who want to fund Black companies for as little as $100 per investment.
Wow.
And the idea of it is that Black businesses are the least funded ethnic group out there.
Yes.
However, there was a Morgan Stanley report that said that when our businesses are funded properly, that we make just as much money as any other ethnically founded company. So I'm a business plan writer by trade. I was doing that for a decade, and I would run into a lot of companies founded by Black people who had great ideas. The founders hustled. That wasn't their issue with raising funding. Their issue was they didn't have a pre-established network of people who could write them $50,000 checks, $100,000 checks, etc.
Yes.
I also had clients from other ethnicities who I would say, okay, once you write this business plan, who are you going to show it to? And they'd say, oh, I've got aunt so-and-so. I've got cousin so-and-so. I've got a fraternity brother over here. We just didn't have those networks, and we don't. But there's also the whole We Buy Black movement that actively has 1.3 million Black people. And I started thinking, if people are willing to buy Black, perhaps they would invest Black too. So for the past 2 years, I've been part of this group with Tawana and 3 other people. And I was saying, if 10,000 of us got together, we put in $100 each, that would be $1 million. We could start funding our own companies.
Yes.
But I wanted somebody else to do it. I wasn't interested in doing it.
Right.
And I was saying this for 2 years. And finally, Tawana looks at me during a virtual meeting and says, well, when are you going to do something about that? And I said, there's no way I could do this by myself. And really, I was kind of thinking, do I really want to do this? But they said, we've got your back. We'll do this with you. And it's been a blessing to have the co-founders that I have. Yes. So that is the backstory of the 10K Project. So again, it's if 10,000 of us get together, we put in $100 each. That's $1 million. We could start funding our own businesses. We could profit from our own innovation. We can create jobs in our community, et cetera, et cetera. This can have a ripple effect for us economically.
Yes, definitely. That's awesome. And I'm telling you, I think, and you said it, everybody's had the same idea. I came up with the same calculation and everything, but I think the most awesome thing is, and I always tell people all the time when I'm working with my clients, is sometimes you just got to move forward. Sometimes the challenge is in the implementation. We all have ideas. We have great ideas, but it's the implementation. And from what I've learned so far, you guys are implementing very, very well. You're very thorough. Miss Rivers, if you can tell me kind of how you came into this and give us some of that detail around the implementation of what you guys have done up to this point.
Yeah, so as Cherie stated, this was a collaboration after she put it out there, one time too many for me, where it was like, okay, you got to do this. And Cherie is she's such a wonderful person. She's a visionary. And so she's always giving ideas away for free. And so the joke is like, okay, we're going to keep this one for us. This is a good one.
Right.
But it's a lot to take on. We're up to the challenge, but it is big. We're not just looking to raise money for businesses in a gift giving way. I mean, this is an equity crowdfunding platform, right? So regulation behind it. We'll be working with FINRA and the SEC and getting the approval. We want to do this the right way, and we want to surround ourselves with professionals who can guide us to make sure we're doing this the right way. Because we ultimately see this as a change in mindset for our people and an opportunity that many of them would never have experienced. We are meeting, we're growing the community, and so we're meeting the people. Many don't even know what equity crowdfunding is.
Right.
And so there's the education component that we have to tackle. So, educating our people so that they can, know better and learn more and have financial literacy and all of those things that we're trying to do. It's not just about getting the money, making the profit, right? The investment. It's about learning so that we can really hold that generational wealth that we're always talking about, right? To be able to really make it tangible and, and make it more than just a dream. And we know that the foundation of that is going to be education for our people. So that's a big component. And then the other huge component is partnership. Being able to align ourselves with the right professionals to help the entrepreneurs grow to the next level of business. Because what happens when they get this $1 million, right? The law says right now, $1,070,000 is how much someone can equity crowdfund. What happens when you put $1,070,000 in the bank account of an entrepreneur, startup company?
Now, what do they do?
What do they do? That's the question. And so we want to partner with, business development organizations and, people who can help them manage the money well, manage the business well, so that it scales at the right level and in the right way. And so all of that is going to take an ecosystem and a community, right? We have 5 co-founders, but we truly believe that the village will be behind us. And we've experienced already in this journey how many people support this mission or are helping us push this along.
For sure. Definitely. And can you guys touch on real quick the education piece? I did sit in on, I think it was maybe the second or third kind of informational session that you guys did. You're doing it via Facebook Live. Can you just touch on that really quickly and how important is that education piece? Because I think everyone kind of understands the idea if I put my money in, but it's that next phase of like, what am I to expect from putting my $100, right? That's the minimum. And give me a little bit about that, the money aspect. How is the $100 used? And then am I investing more? Can I invest more into individual businesses? How do we vet those businesses and make sure that they're viable and that they will, succeed or in our opinion? And how are those, I'm assuming, how are those businesses vetted? Let me say it that way.
Right. So you asked a lot of questions there. So we need to break the questions up a little bit.
Let's unpack that a little bit.
Let's unpack the questions that you asked.
The education piece.
Well, before you do that, I want to get into the membership piece.
Yes. Okay. That's fine.
So the way that this works, and I'm going to describe it in 5 steps. Okay. Very simple 5 steps. The first thing is, in order to become a part of our ecosystem, the 10K project ecosystem, you have to become a member. Okay. And there is a one-time lifetime fee of $100 to become a member. You'll never, ever get charged membership again. So that's one of the primary questions that people ask. Okay. Once you're part of our ecosystem, then we do part 2, which is culturally relevant investor education. Mm-hmm. Now, culturally relevant for us means, understanding the basics of financials, right? Mm-hmm. Understanding that the money that you're putting into this is not meant to be your rent money that you're getting back next week. We are going to partner with, we're talking with a couple of organizations right now to partner with them with regards to teaching this type of investor education from our point of view, mm-hmm. with our specific issues in mind, right? So that's part 2, and we can go deeper into that. Mm-hmm. Part 3 is what we call Bet on Black Pitches. And nice. We are going to have our entrepreneurs come to our platform. We're going to start off with once a week. There will be a spotlight on one entrepreneur. And that entrepreneur will come to, it may not be Zoom, but something like this, where they will talk about their business. They will talk about their revenue model. Are they making money right now? How long have they been in business? Who their team is? How we as investors expect to get our money back. Mm-hmm. When should we expect our money back? Right. How will we expect our money back? Are mm-hmm. they going to build the company in order to sell it? Are they going to build the company and give us dividends?
What's the exit strategy?
What's the exit strategy? All of those things are discussed during those Bet on Black pitches.
Nice.
So the entrepreneur will have time to give that Bet on Black pitch, and then the crowd will have time to ask questions of that entrepreneur live. Nice. Then after the pitch happens, by Securities and Exchange law, this is law, we have to keep the portal open for you as investors to ask the entrepreneur additional questions. So you may say, oh my goodness, I didn't think about that question when we were talking with them live, but now I have this question. Well, there will be something kind of like a Facebook where you're able to put the question in the portal, and that entrepreneur will answer the question so that hopefully not only you will see the answer, but others will see the answer as well.
Nice.
Right? Nice. So that's part 3. Part 4 is the support after funding that Tawana talked about. Companies may raise $1 million, but even if they raise $100,000, how do they take that money and do what they need to do with it? So do they need someone to help them with digital marketing? Do they need someone to help them with intellectual property? Do they need an IP attorney? Whatever it is they need, we will have a group of partners who can assist them, who have the skills and the experience to assist them with whatever they needed the money for. Yes. They don't have to use those people, but we don't want our entrepreneurs raising this money and then floundering. So sure. That's part 4. And then part 5 is the return on investment. And this goes back to the education as well. We cannot guarantee that you will get your money back. We cannot definitely cannot guarantee that every company you put money in will have a return. That is not realistic.
But just like any investment, right?
Any investment. Right. But what we will do in the investor education is we'll talk about the best practices that professional investors do.
That's good.
So one of the things you mentioned in the numerous questions you had was about our Facebook Live. So every Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, we are live on Facebook talking with our Facebook group, which is our community at large. So anybody can join our Facebook group. It's Black 10K Project.
Black 10K Project.
If you put in the search Black 10K Project, you'll be able to find us, the Facebook group. In there, we are 1,000% transparent. So during that 1 hour live, we always reintroduce a 10K project because we have literally hundreds of people joining our Facebook group every single week. Yeah. So we catch everybody up to speed. This is who we are. This is what we're doing.
Yeah.
Then the other co-founders introduce themselves, talk about why they're involved. And then we have either an investor education lesson, or last night or a couple of nights ago, we actually had a discussion about a statistic that said that if Black consumers spent 10% more of their income with other Black businesses, that would add 1 million Black jobs to the community. So sometimes we'll talk about economics overall. And how do we achieve that and things like that. So we have some great conversations on there, and every week there is a theme or a conversation of the week that we're having around the community from our point of view. So I don't know, Tawana, if I left anything out of that.
The only thing is the vetting. So you asked, how do we vet these businesses? So the good news is the SEC gives us a very good guideline, right? Because they already have their list of requirements that a business has to have. So so that's a plus. In addition to what the SEC requires, we know we also have a responsibility to this community, because the whole purpose of doing this is so that we can uplift the community. So we will also have our due diligence documents and criteria that we're going to go through that may even be more strenuous than the SEC's, right? Because what we don't want is for anyone to look at us differently and critique the businesses on our platform any differently than they critique the other platforms that have the same model.
Yes.
And so we'll absolutely be looking at businesses at all levels of their startup journey, right? From the beginning, pre-seed, to people who have been in business for a year and they just can't seem to get those sales where they need it to be, or they can't seem to, Cherie always talks about get on the shelves in Walmart, and they just need something and someone to help push them to that next level of business.
So sometimes, Tawana, sometimes the thing that's preventing the person from getting on the shelves is funding. So what a lot of people don't realize is you can have a great product. You go to Walmart, they say, okay, we will buy, we'll put you in 20 stores as a test run, but you've got to have $100,000 in inventory on our shelves, and no, we're not paying you for 90 days. And if your stuff doesn't sell, then we're going to ship it back to you and we're not going to pay you any money. I literally, as a business plan writer, I had a woman say to me, well, Walmart can't do that to me. They got to pay me up front. I said, you're talking to Walmart. You cannot go in there and tell them that. So some people may come to the community and say, look, I got this great product. I got a purchase order. You've seen that on Shark Tank. I got a purchase order. I need the money, and then from there, the person may not only need the money for, to get the inventory, but also to supplement the marketing as well, to get those products to move off the shelves. Right. So got to bring some awareness. Person may come to the community and they may get 10,000 people to go to their nearest Walmart. So not only do we invest, but we go to our nearest Walmart asking for that product, in order to get the, the demand for it. So there are just so many things. We also had, I'm so excited about this topic, as you can tell. No, it's good. We also had one of our partners who runs an incubator. Well, we haven't signed an official partnership yet, but she was telling us that there are some incubators and accelerators, and most importantly, venture capitalists, who will want to see if the entrepreneur can successfully raise capital from the crowd before they're willing to match or put additional money into that company. So there's a lot of different layers to this. And when we start talking about investor education, we let people know, hey, entrepreneurs are going to come to us for different reasons and for different amounts of money. The minimal amount of money we have determined that people will be able to raise on our platform will be $10,000. So if you need, 10,000, 25,000, you may not need $1 million, and it may not be fiscally prudent for you to ask for that. You may need to get past beta with your new tech product or something like that. And I need $30,000 in order to do that. And this could be a great way for you to test the marketplace for your idea as well. So
I'm glad
I put a mouthful in there.
But that's good. But the key with that is this is equity crowdfunding, right? So there's an ownership stake in this. It's not like GoFundMe where it's a gift. Those programs are wonderful. They help a lot of people. At the end of the day, you walk away feeling really good about yourself because you gave to the cause. But there's nothing for the grandchildren in that.
Right.
So we're talking about equity ownership in a company, in many Black companies where the children can be a part of this. Cherie talked about the pitches. We envision a world where the family is sitting in front of the computer watching this pitch of the week and admiring the Black excellence that they see on the screen. And then thinking about, wow, as a child, that's a thing. I can do that job. I can build something. I can make that. Like we make those things to be able to see what we can do, because generational wealth is not just about money, right? It's about all that other internal stuff that makes us amazing as well.
The knowledge and the awareness, I think, is huge. And even with our own kids, and we are a homeschool family, we're always thinking of what else we can bring into the curriculum that we didn't get growing up. Obviously, some things are not taught in school, but especially entrepreneurship, those things. But even as an investor, my 14-year-old son, we opened up he has a investment account that we opened up for him last summer. He taught piano lessons in the neighborhood, made some money. We told him, don't spend it all on shoes. Let's put a little bit into an investment account. I love the fact that this is like so official, like this is like real. So kudos for you guys actually taking the initiative and doing it and taking the steps to get it going. Because if I had done it, I would have just been asking people for money. I wouldn't have done it the right way. And I think there's something to say about you guys. And I feel like just everything that I've learned up to this point, you guys are definitely the right people to do it. And I'm really, and I know other people want to get behind this. I do want to ask one last question before we end. Your point number 4 that you mentioned, Cherie, and Tawana, you can answer as well. The piece about partnering with other businesses, taking that business, that entrepreneur, and helping them create a team, in essence, around them to make this thing real, make this thing, in some cases, these might just be ideas. That sounds like another opportunity within the community.
Yes.
Right. So we have we have the entrepreneur, the business owner who's come with this idea looking for money. We've got the community, the African-American community coming behind them with real dollars as investors, getting in on the ground floor of an opportunity of a business that may blow up and be a $100 million, billion-dollar company.
Right.
And I have some stake in it. But these other opportunities within the system, within your platform, is for other entrepreneurs to serve these businesses with their skills, their profession, their businesses. Can you give me a little bit more about that and the thinking? Was that intentional as well?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that was actually, talk about intentional. That was like me saying to the co-founders, we've got to have this. We've got to figure out a way to do it. So let me put a little caveat in here. Yeah. The SEC, because we are a crowdfunding portal, the SEC has certain rules of what we can and cannot do. Okay. So we cannot force our entrepreneurs to do this, right? It's just an option. We are also careful because we're dealing with the SEC. And my joke is there are 3 agencies that will put you in jail. That's the IRS, the FBI, and the SEC. So we are very careful and cautious here when it comes to this. So there's a specific way that we have to do it where it's hands off. Okay. Gotcha. However, we do encourage people who are investors or, within our ecosystem who know they have the skills and the expertise. If you do not have the skills and the expertise to help these people, do not play with our dollars, because you're not playing with the entrepreneurs' dollars. You're playing with the community's dollars. Yes. Right?
Don't play with my money. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Thank you for putting it that way. Yes. Okay. But if you are, for example, great at digital marketing, you know you're great at that, right? And that company needs assistance. what we're going to do is we're going to let our community know these are the people that we're partnered with. And you'll be able to find the people that, are the liaisons for the digital marketers.
Yes.
And then you have to go by what the partner says with regards to getting involved with them, et cetera.
Right.
But we do let our entrepreneurs know, and we will continuously let them know, after they're funded, hey, don't forget, you're not out there alone by yourself. Don't forget, this community wants to support you. Let us know what you need. Because the people on other crowdfunding platforms that do very well, the companies that do very well, involve their community, not just to raise the money, but through the entire process of returning that capital. They send out investor newsletters saying, hey, this is what we're doing. This is what we need. They send out investor newsletters saying, hey, we're having this event. We want you to come. And why would the investor come? Because they're an investor. They have money in this. They want to know that this is thriving,
Right.
So yes, it was very intentional for us to have that as a piece, because as a business plan writer, I saw that as one of the key missing pieces, that if we didn't plug in that hole, that the 10K project would not be as successful as it could be.
Yeah. Anything with, my pastor talks about it all the time, anything with 3 legs can stand on its own. And it sounds like we have the 3 legs, the investor, the entrepreneur, and now we have even service providers. I'm going to tie this thing up and let you guys give me kind of a final sign off. What is it that you want people to know? How do you want to encourage other folks to get involved? Because it's a no-brainer for me. I think there's going to be a lot of people who are going to be skeptical for various reasons.
Can we answer that skepticism?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. So because I'm glad you mentioned it, I was thinking as you were talking, and we know that there's skepticism out there. In fact, I had a woman call me who said, she was talking with her friend, and the question came up with, how we are, who's handling the money, who's doing this, who's doing that, etc.
Is it cousin Ray or man? Who got the money? Right.
Who's got the money?
Right,
so I'm going to break it into 2 different layers and sections, right?
Right.
In terms of the 10K project as a platform, there are 5 co-founders. You can come to our website, the10kproject.com, and read about the team. The first 5 people on there are our co-founders. You can click on them, see their videos, hear their stories. We're regular people. We don't live fancy lives. You can Google us. You can find out about us. I've personally been in business with my mother and then myself for over 15, 16 years. There's nothing online about me or about my co-founders. Okay. We're not on Instagram flashing it up. That's not us at all. Okay.
Right. Lord, don't let us see one of them. Don't let us see one of those pictures that they failed us. No. No.
But this is an important conversation.
Right.
In terms of the entrepreneurs that we bring on, there are SEC regulations with regards to who can come on. We'll have our rules as well. In October 2020, we're going to be releasing what those rules are for entrepreneurs to get on the platform. If you're looking as an investor at investing in a specific person, go to their social media, do some research on them. One of the things that the SEC requires is for us, again, to have that Facebook-like section where people can post comments and ask questions. So that is your opportunity to engage the entrepreneur if you have a concern about, where the funds are going for them. All right.
Right.
So the final thing that I will say in regards to that is we know that others have let the community down before. We can't answer for those people. Sure. If I had said, you know what, guys, when Tawana said, hey, let's do something about this because you keep mentioning it. If I had said, no, because you know how Black people are and, you can fill it in, then where would we be? Somebody has to stand up and say, you know what? I'm willing to do this. I'm willing to do this. And the 4 co-founders and I, we are stepping up. And we're just asking for the community to trust us. Right. You know, we have a long track record of working together, the 5 of us, through another group that we belong to. I've been an entrepreneur for many years. Everybody else on our team is extremely professional. And I really wanted to address that because I understand that's a concern in the community. Sure. And all I can say is, check our record.
And what I would add to that is, join us in the Facebook group, Black 10K Project, and get to know us, right? You don't have to be a member right away, right? Because this is so much more. This is so much more than that $100 membership fee, right? Right. So come into the group, interact, get to know us, and when you feel a level of comfort, then you become a member, right? Exactly. Because we're building the community. What's going to separate us? Because there are other equity crowdfunding platforms out there, right? And they do a good job. Right. They don't cater to us. They don't cater to our entrepreneurs. Our entrepreneurs, they can't get on those platforms half the time, right? Because they don't because they don't already bring the entourage, right? And so where we're different is we're saying that we matter. We matter enough that we are building this platform for us. Just for us. Right? Yeah. Just for us. Other people can invest, right? Because investing in us, if you believe in our business ideas, we accept, right? We accept. So we welcome all investors. But this platform is being built to highlight Black excellent entrepreneurship. And so that is where we are different. And because we're making that stance, people will critique, right? And we're ready for that, right? We're ready for that. We've got our suit of armor on. And we've also got good legal team behind us. So,
I'm glad you said that. Yeah, I'm glad you said that. And like I said, I believe the fact that you guys, and you both said it several times, talking about the SEC, you're following those guidelines. For me, that is a lot of comfort. That brings a lot of confidence that I have that you guys are actually like being extremely diligent and intentional with the legalities and making sure that this thing has, it starts out with a great deal of integrity, which I think a lot of times that's what our people tend to take shots at the first time. We just think of all the negatives and all the bad and why we don't want to get involved. I love the cause. And I think I want to encourage everyone to get involved. Jump on those phone call or the Facebook Live sessions, the education sessions on Monday nights at what time? One more time?
6 p.m.
6 p.m. Eastern Time. Yes. 6 p.m. Eastern Time, Monday nights, Black 10K Project on the Facebook group. A few key dates. Membership, that started on May 22nd. Am I correct?
That is correct. So membership
that is open.
Yes. Yeah. And we are looking for our founding members. That's the first 1,000 people who want to be on board. And we believe that those founding members will come on by the end of June. Yes. We are growing extremely rapidly. Yes. So there are additional perks for being a founding member. And, even more than that, it really is a sense of we are doing something that is going to be legacy building for us. So yes. So we have a goal of our first 1,000 members. And if, people feel like they want to come and check us out, even coming to the Facebook group, like Tawana said, please do that. Please check us out. We've got Q&A sessions in there every single week. So you can go, through the previous weeks, hear what you need to hear. Yeah. You are also able to come to the10kproject.com, the10kproject.com and see, what's happening there. We have an ebook on there with our vision, our plans, our structure, so you're able to download that, feel more comfortable there. On that page, we also have a contact us form. So if you have questions, feel free to go into the contact us. Send me an email. I'll respond to you. So yes, we have
awesome.
FAQs on there. We have all sorts of information already on there. And if there's something you're concerned about that's not in the FAQs or on the website, please email us, because we are also going to take, anything that comes up often, we'll add that to the FAQs or add that to the information on the website as well.
Definitely. And we're committed to transparency. We've been Black all our lives. We understand what it's going to take to get trust and buy-in. We know how this works, right? So we want to be 100% transparent. I am the biggest critic of everything. So if I feel like this is good, we're good.
Yeah, exactly. Right. And we tend to be our own worst critics and sometimes our own worst enemies. But we've obviously, those of us that have been working with other entrepreneurs, other businesses, Black or white, we go through our discernment and we research and we do those things. And you guys have encouraged everyone to do that with you guys. And I think that's that openness, that transparency is necessary in these days. This is obviously the right time to do this. It's a perfect timing considering our current climate of the African-American community as a whole, economically, as well as in the entrepreneurship arena. And I just want to say, I appreciate you guys doing what you're doing. It's very encouraging and exciting, as Cherie, you mentioned, you guys speak from excitement about it, and we can see it and we can hear it. And so I'm grateful that you guys are leading that charge. And one last time, the10kproject.com. It's THE10K project.com. And then if you're having trouble putting that in, weinvestblack.us. Weinvestblack.us, because it's all about us. Okay. So weinvestblack.us. If you need that one, it'll route you right along to the 10K project. Definitely. Awesome. Otherwise, hey, go over to Facebook and join. Do they have to request to be joined, or is it by invite? Like a member has to invite them?
They can request and we will approve. Okay.
Yeah. Black 10K Project on Facebook. Ask to join so that you can be aware of and be on notice for all of the events. And don't forget, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, every Monday, they're doing live. You can ask as many questions as you want. But right now, the membership is open. And October 22nd is when you're releasing. Go through that one more time. So October of 2020, we're not sure the exact date. Oh, okay. Sometime in October, we will be releasing the investor education. So that'll start. And also we'll be releasing the guidebook that will tell entrepreneurs who want to be on the platform what they need to be considered, our guidelines, the entire process, et cetera. That's going to be released in October 2020. So we encourage people to, once you get on the ebook, you'll get in our email list. And these are the types of things that we announce on our email list. We announce when we're going live. We announce, the special milestones that are coming up, what's happening in terms of the process, all of those things. So I encourage you again to get the ebook, because that automatically gets you on our email list. And then if you're part of the Facebook group, we put those announcements in there as well. Right. Real quick, what is your Facebook numbers right now? How many members are there? Oh, I want to say 1,200, something like that. 50, maybe something like that. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but we're growing very, very rapidly. Just started, now we're starting to get. We started on the. When did we started March 31st. Wow. Okay. March 31st. So today is May 27th. Wow. And now we're starting to get the eyes of some real influencers in the Black business community. So these are the types of people who are like, hey, I'm seeing this 10K project thing. This is interesting. Y'all should go check it out. And then all of a sudden we'll have, 100, 200 people signing up on a daily basis. Right, so we also have a publicist that we are negotiating with. And this is one of the other reasons why I believe we will knock our numbers out the park. So, definitely. And I will say this as well. The more
people we have as part of the Facebook group, and the more members we have, the more businesses we're able to help.
Yes.
So we have a certain formula we're going by based on the number of members we have, active members that we have. That doesn't mean you put money in every single company. But if we're looking at it and we're thinking that the average member is going to participate in a certain number of deals per year, then we're able to forecast and say, okay, we don't have to do just one a week. We can do 2 a week. We can bless 2 businesses a week.
Yeah.
Then we can bless multiple businesses a week.
Oh man, come on.
Right?
That's
but we have to have the right people in there as well. If people are going to cause issues, then you're not going to be welcome. Please, we're not trying to push anybody away, but we are saying that we need to come together on the 10K platform. We need to come together. And that doesn't necessarily mean that we are going to do everything right, but we are going to do everything with integrity. Yeah. And, we need the community's help as well. If people are saying, hey, if this could be tweaked or that could be tweaked, we'll always go to SEC guidelines.
Right.
But we also take our cues from our community as well, because this is for the community. This is something that all 5 co-founders are saying, this can be our legacy. This can be something that's around, 50, 100 years from now.
Oh my gosh.
And, we can say, our grandkids can say, my grandparents helped build that.
Yeah.
And even your grandkids will say the same thing. My father was a part of that. He was a founding member, you know?
Yep.
And how much pride that'll make you feel when you start seeing things on shelves and saying, hey, I invested in that. I remember when that entrepreneur came on and it was just a sketch or a thought, and now it's on the shelves, or now I'm able to purchase it, or now I see it on the stock exchange, So there's nothing, there's nothing like it. Nothing like it.
It's, so again, I love it. I love it. I love it. I think I can't imagine that anyone's going to have anything negative to say. However, we can't do anything about that. I think we just want those that see the vision in what you guys are doing. Again, I'm sure everybody's had this same idea in fashion. I just want to encourage everybody to go over to Black 10K Project, in the Facebook, as well as the Black 10K. I want to encourage you guys, use that information that's already there. They're already educating us. We've seen what we can do in large numbers. And I think that is the key to this. It takes a small investment. Everybody got $100. Just don't. No, I ain't gonna mess up.
Don't use your rent money. Please do not use your rent money.
Yeah,
don't use your baby diaper money. Please.
I was gonna say, don't go get your nails done, but that I don't know if that would go over too well.
Not right now.
Just take $100 and put it aside. If you got some money left from your stimulus, I don't care wherever, $100 is nothing for, I think, anybody that's in entrepreneurship. Put it aside. Anybody that's interested in investing, you've ever thought about investing, this is a great place to start, to be a part of something. And I also like the idea of getting up to be a part of like that seed funding for a Black business, and who knows where it can go.
Yes.
Love the idea, love the project, love the passion that you guys have for this. There's 5, there's at least one brother on the.
We do have a brother. Yes,
all right, we got one. We got one on the panel as one of the founders of this organization. Ladies.
And we love men as well. So we want to say, we want men to be a part of what we're doing. In fact, it's funny you mentioned that, because I did laugh, and I thought, we actually had this conversation. I thought, oh my goodness, I wonder if we should bring in a couple more guys to the
I'm telling you, the women movement is like real. It's real.
Yes.
And I notice it. I notice every time I'm like, okay, this is a woman's organization. But no, I love the fact that there is a brother there representing for us. And but ultimately, this is for us. almost like FUBU. This is for us, by us.
Yes.
And it's going to completely, I think this will change the game in entrepreneurship and investment education for our community.
Absolutely.
Thank you, ladies, so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much.
I'm looking forward to hearing an update at some point. I'm hoping that we can help you guys with numbers, getting an increase in those numbers, and getting people to be a part of the movement, as I say.
Thank you so
much.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
And again, the10kproject.com. Got to throw
the10kproject.com and Black 10K Project on Facebook. Look for it. Go join. Miss Cherie Warwick, Miss Tawana Rivers. Thank you guys so much for taking the time today.
Thank you. God bless everybody.